you doing?
Nothing.
Are you drinking vinegar straight out of the bottle?
Maybe.
Why?
Because I need an empty vinegar bottle.
We have a whole closet full of empty vinegar bottles.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Mr. Dale. Welcome to Haunted House. Today I'm going to show you how we hang Scenesetter and string lights using a plastic bottle. So this is just basically an empty vinegar bottle, as we all found out. I'm cutting it with a utility knife. You don't have to be super careful about how you cut this. You can trim the edges up a little bit later. It will be just fine. I'm taking the top and the bottom off. You could probably still use some of the plastic that's in there. That'll make a little more sense in a minute. I found it was actually easier to cut it with scissors than with the knife.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And here I'm just trimming up the edges, which probably isn't really necessary, but I like to have like square clean edges because there's some shape forming to the bottle that I'm just cutting off. I don't know if you can really see it in the picture, but it makes for this piece to be nice and long and flat. Makes it easier to work with. Again, this utility knife, scissors would work here. But once you get it flat, you're going to want to start cutting off some pieces. I'm using this square here. It's 1.5 inches wide. And these tabs will end up being about 1 inch by 1.5 inches. Now, you really should take the label off the plastic bottle before you start. And so I had Debbie here take that off. You want to explain how you're doing that?
Sure. These vinegar bottles are actually designed really nice. Their glue isn't super sticky, I guess it is. It's water soluble. So I just soaked the flat one that we'd already cut out in water and just scraped it off. A brand new one, I would soak the label, and then I'm going to put a paper towel on it and soak the paper towel. And we let it sit for a while, maybe about 10 minutes or so, 10 minutes, yeah. And then I'm going back through and wetting it down and just kind of peeling it off as I go along. It's really easy to do. Yeah, I'm using my fingernails, you know, and it all just kind of comes right off. Super easy. And I'm kind of rubbing some of the glue off here, and I will grab the scrubber.
I think that glue is probably water soluble.
It is. If we let it just sit and soak for a little bit longer, it would have worked out even better.
Yeah. And so I started cutting these with the utility knife. I also cut some of them with scissors. I didn't film that. I thought I'd try this paper chopper to see how that worked. And it worked okay. My paper chopper has a dull spot in it, so it actually doesn't work super well.
You'll see it here.
Yeah. Scissors work the best. And then we're going to cut them up into, like I said, 1 inch wide squares-ish. Size isn't really that important. Like I said, again, the scissors are probably, the simple tools are probably the best tools. And now we're punching holes. I got this little hole punch for like $2. It'll probably ruin this punch, but it makes a really nice clean hole. I thought I could do this better with like a die punch and a block of wood. So I got out one of my die punches, which is about the same size hole. And yeah, that didn't work very well.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
It literally the handheld hole punch worked better. It's a little tough. You have to squeeze kind of hard, but it really did work better. Yeah, I even tried to put this in my drill press, the punch, and just use it like a like an arbor press and punch the holes through. I thought I could do 2 or 3 at a time. It just really wasn't any faster or any easier. So back to the hole punch.
Yeah, unfortunately, the hole punch wasn't particularly easy for me to do, but my hands are not as strong as yours, so.
Yeah, I mean.
I could do it. I need to get the technique down.
After a while, my hand would probably be really sore. And in a haunted house, you need a couple 100,000 of these.
Yeah, well, that's what you have volunteers for.
Yeah. Now, this is what it's for. We're putting up a black piece of Scenesetter here. And we're using these plastic tabs because the staples, as you know, will just pull right through that fabric. Or if you're using plastic Scenesetter, it'll pull right through that Scenesetter. And now we'll show you why we put holes in it. This is plastic coated wire
Twisty
tie.
Yeah.
We bought this at the dollar store. It came with 2 rolls. There's probably like 400 feet of this stuff. Now, you don't always have to hang lights on every piece of Scenesetter, but if you want to, this is the way to do it. And we discovered this idea last season, I think, and it made everything so much simpler. You can put the lights up, you can take them down, change them over.
Fairly easy and fairly quickly without actually putting a staple through your electric wire.
Yeah. And when you're all done and you need to pull the Scenesetter down, you just grab those tabs, pull them, and the staple comes right out with it. And the Scenesetter comes right down. You don't have to deal with pulling out a bunch of staples. But that's basically it.
Yep.
Little plastic tabs with holes in them.
Just a quick note, you could use a different colored plastic bottle if you want, say, black tabs.
Yep.
That don't show up as well on your black whatever.
All right. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Like, subscribe, tell all your scary friends.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I forgot.
You forgot your line?
I was like,
Are you drinking vinegar?
so he's drinking vinegar straight out of the bottle.
Line!
Why?